Hello YouTube, my name is Joseph Wright and today we are discussing the problem with Infamous Second Son. Now, before I start this video, I would just like to say that I am a huge fan of the Infamous games, and I actually kind of enjoy Infamous Second Son, but compared to the first two games, it just simply doesn't live up to the hype. Now in this video I'm going to discuss why, but before I get into the negatives, I'd just like to talk about some positives with Infamous Second Son. The game has improved majorly gameplay wise from the first two. Infamous 1 and 2, the controls aren't hard to master, but I gotta admit, sometimes it's quite tricky to do all the powers and stuff, and you always have to hold down L1 in order to aim to fire. In Infamous Second Son, you can fire projectiles without having to aim down the sights, which made the game a lot easier to attack people. The game is really fun movement wise because you can super speed and fly around the city of Seattle, and Seattle looks great. Now here's the negatives. The city of Seattle in Infamous Second Son is tiny, and for next gen I was expecting more. The city of Seattle in Infamous Second Son makes Vice City from Grand Theft Auto Vice City look huge. And I'm not dissing Vice City, but that was a game from PlayStation 2 era. This is PlayStation 4. I expected so much more and I was really disappointed. The story, it's not bad, but it is incredibly short as well. And unfortunately, a short story with a game like this, it annoyed me. Because there was so much hype for this game, because I was more excited for Infamous Second Son than I was with Grand Theft Auto 5, Fallout 4, because I loved the series. But when I completed the game within a week, on Evil Karma and Good Karma, I was astounded. And I completely got all the trophies within 2 weeks of playing the game. I was just like, is that it? This Infamous game, is that it? The other games took me like a month to complete, and that was just for one karma. You know, if I wanted to complete the game and Good and Infamous 1 and 2, that would take like a month. So each game from the first two, PS3 Sega, would take you a month to complete just in Good Karma. So altogether, it would take you about 4 months. Maybe I'm over exaggerating a bit, but there was so much more longer. There was so much more things to collect. The way you powered up was better. I mean, I like how you can have multiple powers in Infamous Second Son, but all you've got is like a small set of skills, and every time you get a new power you have to reset. Like once you get Neon, you get all the basic stuff again and you just have to level yourself up with Neon. It would be so much better if we just had one power again, where you just update that one power to the point where at the end of the game you are like incredibly powerful. Unfortunately in this game you've got 4 different powers, but you only really like a novice with all of them. In First Light, Fetch has super speed like you do with Neon, but like she's more powerful with the Neon than Delsin is, if you catch my drift. And because of these reasons I just found Infamous Second Son disappointing, and that's the problem with this game. If it had a longer story, a bigger city, and there were a few more things to do in the open world. And don't get me wrong, in Infamous 1 and 2 all you had was side missions, dead drops and blast shards to collect. In this game they added a few more things to do in the open world. You can still collect blast shards and dead drops, and they also added in these like destructible environments that give you like points to complete the game. Like they're basically what your side missions are. You have to destroy cameras and destroy DUP fortresses, and you can call the DUP to start this like big riot that you can stop. And they replace side missions, and if they kept the side missions in, I would have loved these things, but at the end of the day I would much rather have side missions than these little activities you can do in the open world. In the end, Infamous Second Son, I found it disappointing, and the problem is that if the game actually had a story that was on par with the first 2 games, kept the side missions as well as the new activities, this would easily be my favourite Infamous game in the series, but unfortunately it just falls flat. Anyway, if I had to give it a score, I'd say Infamous Second Son is still a 7 out of 10 game. Infamous 1 and 2, I admit, maybe the 9 out of 10s. I'd say, you know, the second game is slightly better than the first game, but they're pretty much on par, in my opinion. But they're both 9 out of 10 in my opinion. This game is just a 7 out of 10 because it's so short and the city is tiny. I just wanted to get this off my chest and hope that in Infamous 4, if they ever make it Infamous 4, that they give us a much bigger city, a longer story, and just stick to one power. Anyway, thank you for watching this video. My name is Joe Wright. See you later.
You think this is a joke?
No, I don't.
Is this how you want to leave your mark on the world?
All around me are familiar faces.
Bye. Have a beautiful time.